Welcome to the Kpopcast. I'm your K-pop host, Stephanie, calling in from the YouTube studio, and tonight I'm joined by my East Coast co-host, Ariana.
Hey, hey, hey.
And welcoming back our pro editor in training out from the Kpopcast dungeon, it's Michaela.
Yes, hello everybody.
Today we'll be talking about Red Velvet's Power Up.
Letting you know if this song is Daebak or not.
But before we dive into that, first our hit replays.
Hit replays are songs that we recommend you put on repeat or replay for the week. So Ariana, let's kick it off with you. What's making you hit replay?
I tried so hard to pick any other song. So BTS's Jin dropped a song today called Epiphany. And the thing is I had another song listed there, but it dropped today. So I have to say I was completely floored by this. I straight up started crying in the middle of my office. Yeah, it's bad. Definitely a pop rock ballad, I would describe it as, which I think is not really something we normally see from BTS, which I really enjoyed. The message in the lyrics is a culmination of the group's Love Yourself theme. And Jin's voice puts shivers down my spine and tears in my eyes every time.
It sounds a little like Truth Untold to me.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a British boy band song from the late 90s.
It's very specific.
What about you, Miss Michaela?
Well, apparently I stole your hit replay for this week.
Yes, you did.
My hit replay for this week is Villain's Manito. So a little bit of like Korean context for this one. Manito is kind of translated into sort of like a guardian angel or somebody who's kind of like looking out for you from like behind you.
Really?
And the whole concept of the song sort of revolves around the singer Villain talking about how even though he's a villain, even though he's somebody you might think be doing a lot of wrong in the world, he still cares about people and he still can be a manito to somebody else. So the whole album is really great, but this song is definitely my hit replay for this week.
I need to check this out.
Try to keep it out of your head for a whole day.
Exactly.
I really liked Villain's debut stuff. I didn't even know he came out with the new album, so I am going to go check it out right after this.
Awesome.
But Steph, what is your hit replay for this week?
My hit replay is none other than the dopest drop in the past week. That's Icon Killing Me.
Ooh.
I mean, I have a heart attack just thinking about this song. Like, it's so high energy, the stomping, the flashing lights. I just love it so much. I think we were almost going to record an episode on it. It's on that level. It's iconic, one might say.
Yeah. I might not go that far, but I do like this.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
죽겠다 또 어김없이 너의 흔적이 나만을 괴롭힌다 죽겠다 남대하듯이 돌아섰는데 왜 나는 외로울까 죽겠다
Okay, so that being said, moving on to our Daebak or Not for Red Velvet's Power Up.
So in this video, the very first thing we see is someone plugging an audio jack into a pineapple. And that's pretty much all you need to know about what this video is about. It is unequivocally summer. Everything's brightly colored and it's all melting, which is a really cool special effect they put throughout the video. Like household objects like spoons are melting, tables are melting, ironing board. There's fruit like suspended in the air being tossed around, watermelon, kiwi, all of that. Nom.
Fun fact about the watermelon and kiwi, these actually tie back to Red Flavor, the video that they had out last summer. And each girl actually has their own fruit.
Aw, cute.
Yeah. So the watermelon is Irene and the kiwi is Joy.
I mean, it wouldn't be K-pop if they didn't have special symbolism going on with random fruits and objects, right?
Exactly.
But I know that for me, at least, one of the most enjoyable parts was the girls' outfits, the fashion.
Yeah, well, I absolutely love the costumes and want to talk about them anytime, all day. And I love everything Red Velvet wears. I do have to say, Red Velvet, they aren't always what they seem. So it's not just about an actually like fun summer bop. We also have like an underlying meaning going on in the song lyrics and actually what's happening in the video.
Oh, really?
You don't say. Tell me more.
Surprise, surprise. So I actually got a lot of this information, a little bit from DK TV and then other reaction videos and people who are on the internet. DK TV talked about how the lyrics capture the conflicting values between the millennials and the older generations inside of South Korea. So kind of what's going on, it's pretty similar to probably what's going on in most of the world right now, but you have an older generation who only values work while the young want to enjoy their lives a little bit more. So what's actually happening is because of that, there's a large unemployment rate for the youth in South Korea. It's I think like a 10% unemployment rate. Yeah, it's crazy because they feel like the kids are so unmotivated is the best way because they want to have a better work-life balance. So what happens is if you have this idea of going on vacation or doing something on the side to follow your passion, you might actually lose your job and your livelihood and have to move home.
That's serious.
Yeah, so that's what's going on in South Korea. Well, the girls also kind of discuss this in the video as kind of representing the youth and saying like, they have this desire to escape from the hot summer sun, to go to Kauai and go to the beaches and follow their own passion and the things they want to do. And I really like, there's this one lyric that says, that's our genius power. We need some spontaneous instincts. Let's go, Revelove, to find electricity tonight.
Oh, snap.
So they're kind of, they're supporting their fans into being more spontaneous and doing things that make them happy.
It sounds like a clap back to the older folks.
I
Dang.
know. Yeah, especially coming from SM, which is a really interesting, like,
right?
There's only been a few songs like this where they fully go after that, you know?
Yeah.
And then also, like, if we're going to talk about how it's a song for it, let's also look at that video because the video follows suit. You see the girls work hard and play hard in the video, right? While you see it mostly taking place indoors, there's a distinction between work and following your passion. When they're doing household work, everything is melting and they feel tired and they feel sad.
Oh my gosh.
Whereas when they're in the room turning everything into music and turning everything into art, they feel
Whoa.
happy. And then when they feel so stressed, they get to finally leave and escape and go out into the sun and enjoy themselves. So by following their passion, they support a better work-life balance to be able to go on vacation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just thought that was really cool. It's like
That
way
is
more
cool.
deep than you would ever expect.
Definitely. I mean, I just liked all the colors and the special effects they were using. Now I know that there's this deeper meaning and pro-millennial message. I am on board.
Yeah, especially in Korea where this is, you know, I know that we feel it a little bit here, but what they're going through is so extreme that like you're seeing, this is really like a song for them, you know? We've heard this a few times like with, I think BTS's Go Go is a good example. You know, that's what you're starting to see that more and more. So maybe that's going to be a theme we start to see is more millennial positive songs.
And also recently with Stray Kids' My Pace.
Yeah, My Pace.
That song is all about like not thinking about what the elders are saying, living your life how you want to be doing things.
And these both got released on the same day.
It's all connected.
Yeah, and maybe it's a trend we're starting to see more and more in the songwriting.
Nice. Cool. So how about let's move on to the choreo then. I watched this a few times and I will say again, I think the choreo is quite accessible in this video. Not gonna say whether that's positive or negative, but a lot of the moves seem easy to do. They're doing a lot of pointy moves and waving their arms around. They look super cute.
Yeah, they have like pretty cute point dances. I think they're known for having like chorus focused point dances. And I actually thought this was really cute. I didn't really know, like, I was like, oh, I guess this is the point dance. But they actually, on the girls' Instagram account, they actually have videos of them going backstage at an SM concert and doing like having different idols do the point dances. So they are known as Baby Shark, which is the hands above the head and like I call it the I Dream of Jeannie look, but they called it because it's Baby Shark, the song. And then there's the wave dance where they're basically like taking their hands to the side and doing waves with their hands.
That's what I remember from this.
I would highly recommend going and watching those videos because there's like from TVXQ is so freaking cute. And then there's Minnow from Shiny and he's like got big muscly arms and he's like doing the point dances. And I was like,
he goes so extra with it.
It's great. But yeah, I think it's, they definitely play a little bit more with the verses and doing like different formations with each other, but they always have such focused, repeatable, easy to learn point dances in the center that just like make it easy for all of us to learn them.
Cool. So then let's jump ahead to the audio. Michaela, I know you're a super, what's it called? Revelove?
Yes.
Revelove?
I am the resident Revelove for this podcast. And overall, it's a very like electro pop kind of beat, different from the, the tropical house that we've been hearing so far this summer. And the main point from this song, from a sound perspective, is the fact that a lot of the melody and just the soundscape of the song is very like 8-bit video game style. So it's very repetitive and it gets stuck in your head.
Yeah, that's a trend I think we've seen this summer. I know Pentagon had some video game themes. Who else had that?
17 did a really good job with that.
Yep. And it's like retro, old school video game sounds.
Yeah, it's like when we were
Mario.
the little kid ones. Yeah. Well, and you can also kind of say Blackpink with the like did it always reminds me. It's like did it.
Oh my god, that takes me back.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're going through this whole sound, it's if you just listen to the backing track, it's a lot like if you were going through a video game. So there's a lot of these sound effects that you would actually, for me, sound similar to sounds that you would hear in like Mario and Metroid, where there's that jumping sound or that sound where he's collecting a coin. And it's just kind of built on these ascending and descending scales. So it's like you really are like leveling up and going through each level of the game as the song progresses. And one other point about the song that I wanted to mention is the people that produced this actually produced their song Red Flavor from last summer. So I think it was a really good idea bringing the Dream Team back for this because this so far is an amazing summer bop for me.
Sweet.
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting that they decided to both bring in the fruit stuff from Red Flavor and the producers the same. That's a really interesting choice. It's almost like the type of music they make inspires fruit.
It's all tied together, you guys.
Yeah.
Full circle.
I mean, now that we've actually talked about everything going on, what did you guys actually think about the stuff that we just talked about?
Do you mean it's time for our final scores?
Oh my gosh, already?
Yeah.
I know. We got through that pretty fast. Okay. So for the concept, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest, how would you rate it, Michaela, our Revelove?
Well, I have to give it a 5.
What?
I'm like,
Whoa.
I can just see the coins.
Literally.
Whoa.
because again, this is Red Velvet, so for me, I'm already a little biased, but the concept itself is perfect for summer. And even though it kind of brings back all of those themes that we saw from Red Flavor, again, Red Flavor was my summer jam from last summer, so it's just building on itself, and my whole vibe for this song is really positive.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, Ariana, what about you?
Ugh.
What was that? Whoa.
So I will say for concept, I'm probably going to be a little bit higher. I'll probably say a 3.3 for me. I actually, you know what? I'm going to make that a solid 3.5.
Okay.
I'm going to change my mind here. Because I'll tell you, like, this video is infectious and beautiful. And I really, really like the message that they're saying. But I do think that they lose a lot of it. Like, I'd be interested to talk to somebody who lives in Korea and be like, do you feel that this is what this is saying? Because I feel like it's a little too underneath. I feel like you get it more in the lyrics and the audio than you do in what's actually happening. Also, like, there's a lot of other stuff happening that's crazy. Like,
Exactly.
like that I don't know what's going on. Like when they're like putting the candies and it turns into drinks. And I was like, what? And then only Irene is left and she drinks all of them. And I was like, what is happening? There was just like a lot of other stuff. I just feel like the first half of the video was so strong visually. And then the second half I was like, did she just drink her friends? So I don't know. I felt a little bit confused by that. But I do think
You mean
like,
you're not
it's really
a believer
beautiful.
in the theory that Red Velvet is vampires? Dun, dun, dun,
I
dun,
did
dun,
see
dun,
that,
dun,
and
dun.
I refuse to acknowledge. So, but like, she's the only vampire left. Yeah, I was actually like, I saw that, and I was
know.
like, I am ignoring
I saw
this.
that. I know. I was like, should I
Yeah.
bring it up? Yes, I should. This is the very.
This is the time to do it. I also saw one where Irene's a witch. There was a lot of stuff going on. Here's my thing. I really like the red side of them, but I do not like it as much as the velvet side of them. And what I like the most is when they're weird. And so like Peekaboo is peak weirdness, and I really like that. And I also love Sexy with Bad Boy. Like those are more interesting to me, so this is already going to be dinged a little bit. And I just think it's been done better in other Red songs like Dum Dum. You know what I mean? I thought that video was awesome.
Wow.
You know, and there was no message.
Dang. I think my feelings have changed through the course of this episode. You know, thanks to
Really?
you ladies. I came in, like, I'll be honest. I watched the video. I was like, man, here we go. Another cutesy, colorful,
Yeah.
Aegyo K-pop song, but I actually enjoyed the visuals of it. I enjoyed the special effects, and I enjoyed the summary imagery and the household objects and the weird things they were doing. And what you were just talking about, Ariana, of not understanding what's going on, I was just like, I love this. This is the essence of K-pop. I don't know what the hell is happening right now.
It is true.
Yeah, I take it in a good way. But then you told me about the underlying meaning. I mean, we have to ask some real Koreans to find out if there's some substance to that, but I buy it. And I like the little political / rebellious message to it. So that bumps it up even higher for me, I think, to 3.8.
Ooh.
Oh, I never thought I would be the low one on here.
Yeah, who knew?
All right, then. So moving on to audio. Ariana, what's your score for that?
Audio is a little bit different from lyrics, I think. I'm gonna give my score real quick and then explain. I'm gonna give it a 3. I do not think that this is a song that's gonna stick with me for too long. I could be completely wrong. I do think there's other songs on the album I liked better, for sure. I think that the message of the song is really interesting, but I think that it is lost a little bit in the audio. However, 2 of these 3 points is for Miss Wendy.
Yes.
Specifically,
yes.
because her voice is on point, and I dedicate 2 of the 3 points to her.
Wow. I didn't know you could do that.
I am doing that in this episode.
Well, we know that
Don't know if you wanna fully
Peter
do
likes
this.
to give extra points for, like, Jun So-yeon.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
So you can do it too. Why not?
Yes. Okay, what about you, Steph?
So I'm not a big fan of the audio. It's just not my style. I actually prefer the Velvet side, and I prefer more their earlier stuff when I think they put a little more soul, a little more mustard on it, you know?
Yeah.
So Happiness is one of my favorite K-pop songs ever. But I also like, I know, so weird. But I also liked Dum Dum, Automatic, Time
Dum.
Slip,
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
that's a little
Time
more,
Yeah.
the Velvet
Yeah.
side. So I'm with you there. Honestly, I just watched this video a few times before this episode, but I could not sing it to you. I could not sing the song to you. He said, E-I-E-I, like that's
Yeah.
it. And that's a bad sign. So that means my score is going to be like 92.7.
Okay.
Oh, that's higher than I thought it was going to be.
It's high production value.
Yeah,
I know
that's
that
true.
it's like, okay, I know that it meets a bar for being semi-good.
Yeah.
But I don't like it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. Like, if we're going to talk about the red side, Dum Dum is really where it's
Yeah.
at. What about
Cool,
you,
all right.
Michaela?
Yeah, finally, Revelove.
Our Revelove.
What do you think?
Well, I'm actually gonna give this song a 4. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to give it a 5, but for me, going through all of their discography, it doesn't really stand up for me. It still doesn't really compare to a lot of other Red style songs, like you mentioned, Stephanie, like Dum Dum.
Even Red Flavor.
Yeah, and Red Flavor. Red Flavor for me was my summer jam from last year. That's why I kind of have to knock it down a little bit, because it hasn't quite knocked down Red Flavor when it comes to Red Velvet summer jams for me. So
I get that.
only a 4, but like it's
Only
still a 4.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
I mean, this is BTS voting for me too.
Yeah. And we all have our, and
you
that's
get
like
it, you get
Blackpink
it.
for me. So that's like,
Yeah.
we all have our episode.
We're like, it's so bad. It's not as good. It's a 5.2.
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. So all in all, was Red Velvet's Power Up Daebak or not?
I still think it's Daebak. Even though it's not my favorite, I still think it's Daebak.
Daebak by a hair.
Wow.
I'm actually shocked you said that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's only because of the deeper meaning. So if it turns out that has nothing
Yeah.
to do with it, I'm blaming you. And
You're removing that Daebak
editing out
immediately.
my score. And then I have no idea
Michaela?
what Michaela's going to pick, you guys.
What are you gonna pick?
Yeah, I don't. It's Daebak, of course. I don't know why we even have to ask.
I don't know. I've heard a couple of episodes where people are like, I love this song. Still not. I'm like, okay, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, no,
right.
still Daebak for me.
Awesome. All right, so be sure to join us for our weekly K-pop Twitter chats, Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific time, using the hashtag Kpopchat, led by our super duper Supermatic.
Last week, we discussed Card's comeback, Right on the Wind, and how we felt the group's music had grown.
Nora, or at TV and Stuff, said it's better than their last comeback for sure, but still not good enough. She's got a high standards. It's a really safe song. Envy is gorgeous and the album is good, but I fear they'll never go beyond the oh na na and that sound. Don't disagree. And then also, at Vanessa M_design said the music has a similar vibe to their previous songs, and that might be just their style. But I love where they shot the MV. Jeju
Yes.
is gorgeous. Yes, I need to go there.
You do.
It kind of reminds me of other MVs that have been shot there too. Who doesn't love when an ocean is used in MVs? It's so good. Yeah, we're going there next year, and I'm already like 2 days in Jeju.
Yes, definitely go. I went there for the first time this past year. There's no place like it on earth. You're going to love it.
It's funny that you still get that vibe from the music video, because I was watching their interview on one of the radio programs. They were talking about how the weather was actually awful while they were shooting.
Oh, no.
Like there was a typhoon going on. They were in like this field, like surrounded by cows, so they were dealing with a lot of stuff that they had to dance around.
Aw, they looked
So,
great.
yeah, it's amazing that they still got that vibe from that, because I guess Jeju makes it summer.
The K-Pop Cast is produced by Peter Lowe, Stephanie Parker, and Ariana Khan. Edited by Peter Lowe, Rodri Thomas, and Michaela J. Matt Diaz leads the K-Pop chat, and Raman Man runs our Instagram.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and tell your friends.
Signing off, let our listeners know where they can find you online. And if you were a fruit, which one would you be? Michaela?
Well, you can find me at Michaela J K-pop on Twitter. And I think I have to go with my bias in Red Velvet, so I'm going to say orange, because that's Wendy's fruit.
Oh, she's sticking with it, guys.
And you can reach me on Twitter at Ariana_Y_Con. Ooh, this is a hard one. I actually would probably pick nothing in this and pick a plum.
Ooh,
I'm gonna be a plum.
Plum.
Is that your favorite fruit?
Yeah, yeah, it's my favorite fruit. Also, I feel like it's a little bit me. It's a little bit juicy on the inside and
Ooh.
purple on the outside.
Juicy.
And also, yeah.
Are you?
How about you?
All right, so you can find me on Twitter at sparker2, and I'm gonna have to go with strawberry.
Ooh.
Nom nom nom.
Ooh.
Did were there strawberries in the video?
I think there is a strawberry in
like-
the video. I just don't know who it is.
Great.
What's important in there is there were no bananas in this video, despite the fact that they say
It's
banana
all over
over
the
and over
lyrics.
again.
True.
The mystery continues. Cool, and don't forget to tell us your answer by tweeting us at the Kpopcast. See you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. I'm trying to match it. I can't remember. Was Wendy the watermelon?
No, that's Irene.
Kiwi?
Irene. Okay.
Kiwi
I'm
is
trying to
Joy.
Oh.
She's orange. Wendy's orange.
She's orange?
Yeah, she's boring. Yeah.
That's like the free fruit that no one pays for. That's like,
They're like, you're Canadian, you get an orange.
oh,
Okay.
whatever's left over.
Well, you can find me. Sorry.